learn this thing. First column is used in various organs in various states in body. Hello friends, in this video I'm going to take this topic that which fuel is used in various organs in various states in body. That is, I'll be taking for fed state, fasting state, starvation state, and this one table I'm going to make you learn this table in this video. So let's see how we learn this thing. First column, fed state, then fasting state, starvation state. This is substrate utilized for energy production for various organs in various states in the body. The basic I told you in previous video that carbohydrate is the main fuel, not only main fuel in fed state, but fats is the main fuel in fasting state, and in starvation body will start using amino acids and proteins. So let's start from fed state. In fed state, the main fuel is glucose, that is carbohydrate. So glucose is used by brain, liver, muscle, adipose tissue, RBC. So most of the body organs are using glucose, but heart uses fatty acid even in fed state. This you have to learn. Heart uses fatty acid even in fed state, but fetal heart will be using glucose. And if heart failure occurs, then also fuel is shifted to glucose, right? So if a 5-day-old baby, what is the fuel for heart? Fatty acid, because in fetus it is glucose. As soon as birth occurs, the fuel is shifted to fatty acid, right? Now see fasting state. In fasting state, the main fuel is fats. So all the body organs are using fatty acids. That is heart, liver, muscle, adipose tissue. They're using fatty acid, but not brain. Brain is still on glucose because fatty acids cannot cross blood-brain barrier, right? And RBC is on glucose because fatty acids cannot be broken down in RBC because detoxification of fatty acid occurs in mitochondria. It is a catabolic pathway, occurs in mitochondria, but RBCs don't have mitochondria, right? Now let's see starvation situation. In starvation, I told you it is amino acids should be used here, but amino acids is only written at one place, that is liver. So only liver organ is following this basic sequence of carbohydrates, then fats, and then proteins in a sequence, right? But I told you already that vital organs are using ketone bodies. This is for the vitality of the body, so that ketone body fuel is always available for vital organs, heart and brain, so that heart and brain can survive this difficult situation of starvation. And because heart and brain, if they are living, if they are able to handle the starvation situation, then body will be living, right? Glucose is not given as a fuel for heart and brain at this point of time, because if glucose is the main fuel for them, then it may happen that other body organs will use glucose, because glucose can be used by all the organs of the body. So it may happen that other body organs will use glucose, and glucose is not available for heart and brain. And if heart and brain die, then body will die, right? So at this point, ketone body fuel is given because ketone body cannot be used by any other organ, right? Then for muscles, I have written fatty acids because till the time fatty acids are available, muscle will try using fatty acid. Muscle will try to delay the use of proteins in them because there are very important proteins present in muscle. When muscles start using their important proteins, that situation is near death, right? And for muscles, I've also written ketone body. This thing that muscle can use ketone body or not, this thing was earlier a controversy, but now this thing is clear in your standard books that muscles can use ketone body, right? So I summarize that ketone body can be used by 3 organs: heart, brain, and muscles, right? Okay. Next is adipose tissue. Adipose tissue will be using fatty acids. They have fats, they will be using fatty acids. And I've written ketone body, but I'm cutting this ketone body for adipose tissue. I'm cutting it in front of you because I want to tell you this thing that some books write this thing that adipose tissue will be using ketone body, but no, this thing is wrong. Adipose tissue will not be using ketone body, right? And the last one, RBCs on glucose. RBCs is always on glucose. Note here, RBCs always on glucose. RBCs cannot use any other fuel. They can only use glucose because there is no mitochondria in RBCs, right? And note one point that brain is using glucose in fed and fasting situation. If starvation, then it will shift to ketone bodies. Heart is using fatty acid in fed and fasting state. If it is very severe situation, then it will shift to ketone bodies, right? So tell me why glucose is decided as the main fuel for brain in fed state, why fatty acid is decided as main fuel in fed state for heart? Because during these 24 hours in a day, we are giving rest to brain, right? We're giving rest to brain, we sleep, right? But we are not giving any rest to heart. Heart is working 24 hours. So a fuel which is giving more energy per molecule, that is fats, that is decided as the main fuel for heart. Now one more question here, that if heart is using fatty acids most of the time, then why is GLUT4, glucose transporter number 4, is present in cardiac muscle? I have told you this thing in GLUTs, that GLUT4 is present in cardiac muscle, skeletal muscle, and adipose tissue. So why is GLUT4 present in cardiac muscle if your heart is not using glucose? See, the reason is that during the fetus time, this GLUT4 was there, right? Because fetal heart uses glucose, and if heart failure occurs, right, if heart failure occurs, then again heart has to use glucose. So glucose transporter, some glucose transporter has to be present in heart, right? This is it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hello friends, in this video I'm going to explain the fasting conditions seen in the body, what is happening in fasting situation. And I already told you that in case of a diabetic patient, when you have to solve the questions of diabetes, then use all these concepts of fasting situation, because diabetic situation is same like fasting, as in diabetes cells are not receiving glucose, so cells will think that they're in fasting. So let's see. Now I told you the main fuel for body fasting or starvation, the main fuel in body is fats. So adipose tissue will be broken down. Adipose tissue will be broken down to release fatty acid and cholesterol. Mainly I'm concerned about fatty acid here. And the enzyme which is used here to break down triglycerides of adipose tissue is hormone-sensitive lipase. Hormone-sensitive lipase is a catabolic enzyme which will be inhibited by insulin activated. Right, glucagon, right? Now these fatty acids will be going in blood. From blood they will be going into liver. So let's see what is happening in liver. In liver, what will happen to this fatty acid? Now we have to break down fatty acid in liver to release acetyl-CoA. This fatty acid will be broken down by the major pathway of fatty acid breakdown, that is heat oxidation of fatty acid. Heat oxidation of fatty acid will break down this long chain fatty acid to give lots of acetyl-CoA. See, when I'm talking of heat oxidation pathway, that is some catabolic pathway, then obviously I'm talking of mitochondria of liver cell because catabolic pathways occur in mitochondria. Now this acetyl Now this acetyl-CoA in mitochondria will be obviously going into TCA cycle, or it can go into ketone body synthesis pathway, or it can go into gluconeogenesis. It can go into gluconeogenesis. But what is this? What is this arrow? This arrow from acetyl-CoA to gluconeogenesis which I have made? Because I told you that acetyl-CoA is never glucogenic. Acetyl-CoA can never form glucose because link reaction is irreversible, right? So let's see what is the detail here, what is the hidden point here. Actually, when we say acetyl-CoA forms is going towards ketone body synthesis, it simply means that acetyl-CoA is converted to ketone bodies. That is, it is the starting material for ketone body synthesis, right? But when I have made this arrow from acetyl-CoA to gluconeogenesis, then it does not mean converted to. It means acetyl-CoA activates this pathway gluconeogenesis. That is the very first step of gluconeogenesis is activated, right? Now let's see the compartment here. This I told you I'm talking of mitochondria of liver cell. Let's see here. We know TCA occurs in mitochondria. Ketone body synthesis I told you it is a catabolic pathway. So any catabolic pathway occurs in mitochondria. Then gluconeogenesis I told you it occurs in both mitochondria and cytoplasm, but it starts from mitochondria. So obviously the first step of gluconeogenesis will be occurring in mitochondria. So see the formula 2 which I gave you for compartments, which pathway occurs in mitochondria and cytoplasm. You can easily use that formula to learn which pathway occurs where, and things are very clear. There's no need to cram this thing, right? Please follow the concepts. Do not waste your time in cramming, right? Now, one more thing. In fasting situation, there are 3 pathways occurring which do not occur in fed state. That is, heat oxidation of fatty acid, ketone body synthesis, and gluconeogenesis. Now, tell me, ketone body synthesis. Ketone bodies are toxic, no? They're toxic, right? So why ketone bodies are formed at that time in body when already body is not eating food? This body is about to die because of lack of this food. So why ketone bodies are synthesized? Think why? Yes, you know ketone bodies are for brain and heart. But why can't brain and heart use glucose? Gluconeogenesis is also occurring. Why can't they use glucose? So the reason I will tell you, it is not that ketone body is giving more energy than glucose. It is not that ketone body is a quick source of energy than glucose. No, nothing that kind of reason. This is something for the vitality of the body because ketone body as a fuel cannot be used by any other organ. It can only be used by heart and brain. Heart and brain are vital organs, and right now in body has to take care more of vital organs, heart and brain, because there is less fuel in the body. See, if glucose is the fuel for heart and brain here, then it may happen that other body organs will use this glucose because all the organs prefer glucose. And if heart and brain also have glucose as the preferred fuel during starvation, I'm specifically talking about starvation when I'm talking about ketone body, because you know in fasting ketone body synthesis is not occurring. We are daily doing fasting during the night time, right? But we are not having ketone bodies raised in our blood. So fasting is of shorter duration, starvation is of longer duration. Ketone body synthesis occurs only during starvation. And in starvation, ketone bodies are given as a fuel to heart and brain so that other body organs cannot use this fuel ketone body. So ketone body is always available for heart and brain. The reason that ketone bodies are synthesized, this is for the vitality of the body, that heart and brain have to use, vital organs have to use this special fuel ketone body, right? Now, one more thing you have to see here in this diagram, that acetyl-CoA has 3 phases in the fasting situation. Either it goes into TCA cycle or ketone body synthesis or gluconeogenesis. Tell me the sequence, because they can ask you the question that what is the first phase of acetyl-CoA, what is the second phase of acetyl-CoA, what is the third phase of acetyl-CoA during fasting or starvation, right? I've already written the sequence. First phase is TCA cycle, second is ketone body synthesis, and third is gluconeogenesis. That is, this whole thing is happening in liver. See, in liver, there is beta oxidation of fatty acid occurring, which is releasing lots of energy in liver at that point of time when body is in fasting or starvation. All the body organs are having lack of fuel in the body. At that point, liver is having so much of energy. Because one fatty acid breakdown, especially palmitic acid, which is most of the time there in our body, palmitic acid on complete breakdown gives 10683, too many. You know, one glucose just gives 30 to 1 complete breakdown, and one palmitic acid I'm saying gives 106. There's a big difference. So at that point of time when body is in starvation, at that time liver is having too much energy with it. So liver has to distribute this energy to full body. But first liver will take care of himself. That TCA, it will send acetyl-CoA into TCA, so that TCA will give energy, right? It will send acetyl-CoA into Krebs cycle. But once liver is satisfied with energy, liver has got energy. Only then liver can do the other 2 things: ketone body synthesis and gluconeogenesis. And during starvation, the first thing preferred is ketone body synthesis, because I told you ketone bodies are for vital organs, that is for the survival of the body. So the body should be making ketone bodies first, right? And once ketone bodies are released in blood, after that gluconeogenesis will be happening, so that other body parts who all are using glucose, who all are fighting for glucose, they can get this glucose also. So this is the sequence. First acetyl-CoA phase is Krebs cycle, then ketone body synthesis, and then activation of gluconeogenesis. Be careful, it is not conversion to glucose, right? Acetyl-CoA is never glucogen. This is it. Thanks for watching. Hello friends, this video is about acetyl-CoA. In fed state as well as in fasting state I'll be taking. Actually, many questions are asked about acetyl-CoA, so I'm making this separate video for acetyl-CoA. So let's get started. First, let's take fed state. state. In fed state, I told you insulin hormone is the main hormone. Insulin activates glycolysis also. Insulin activates link reaction also. When insulin will activate glycolysis and link reaction, then lots of acetyl-CoA will be formed. That is link reaction. Pyruvate forms acetyl-CoA. The enzyme is pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, PDH complex. This enzyme is activated by insulin. So in fed state, this conversion of acetyl-CoA. In fed state, this acetyl-CoA can go either into PCA cycle or it can form fats in the body. It will be used for fat synthesis, like triglyceride synthesis, fatty acid synthesis, and cholesterol synthesis. Right? But on the other hand, what happens in fasting state? In fasting or starvation, adipose tissue is the main fuel. So adipose tissue will be broken down to release fatty acids. These fatty acids will go into blood. From blood, they will be going into liver. In liver, there will be breakdown of this fatty acid known as beta oxidation of fatty acid, which will release acetyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA can either go into PCA or it can go into ketone body synthesis or it can go into gluconeogenesis. So the fate of acetyl-CoA in fed state is either TCA or fatty acid synthesis or cholesterol synthesis. But the fate of acetyl-CoA in fasting situation is either TCA or ketone body synthesis or activation of gluconeogenesis. Note here, when acetyl-CoA to ketone body arrow is made, it means that acetyl-CoA is converted to ketone bodies. But when acetyl-CoA to gluconeogenesis arrow is made, acetyl-CoA activates the very first step of this pathway of gluconeogenesis. It is not converted to glucose. It is activating this pathway, gluconeogenesis, right? So in fasting state, there is lots of acetyl-CoA. There is lots of acetyl-CoA from beta oxidation of fatty acid. So what will happen to link reaction in fasting state? Link reaction is pyruvate to acetyl-CoA conversion with the help of enzyme pyruvate dehydrogenase complex. Now there is lots of acetyl-CoA here in this situation. The product inhibition will occur here. That is acetyl-CoA, the product of this reaction itself inhibits this reaction so that now pyruvate will accumulate. Now this excess pyruvate will be used for the formation of oxaloacetate. See how many carbons is pyruvate? Pyruvate is 3 carbon compound. Oxaloacetate is 4 carbon compound. In 3 to 4 carbon, we have to add carbon dioxide. So name of enzyme here is pyruvate carboxylase. Pyruvate carboxylase, any carboxylase use biotin, vitamin B7, ATP and carbon dioxide. And this pyruvate carboxylase reaction is the first step of gluconeogenesis. That is pyruvate is going to be converted to glucose now. First enzyme is pyruvate carboxylase. And this enzyme is activated by this acetyl-CoA. This is what I told you in this previous chart, that acetyl-CoA activates the very first step of gluconeogenesis. That is, it activates pyruvate carboxylase enzyme of gluconeogenesis. So summarizing about acetyl-CoA, acetyl-CoA is never glucogenic. It can never form glucose. It is starting material for ketone body synthesis. Acetyl-CoA is not the first substrate of PCA cycle. Oxaloacetate is the first substrate of PCA cycle. Acetyl-CoA is not the intermediate of PCA cycle because every time in PCA cycle, new acetyl-CoA molecule is used and acetyl-CoA in PCA cycle is getting broken down to 2 carbon dioxide. So this is not the intermediate of PCA cycle. And also, acetyl-CoA is not the carrier of PCA cycle. Again, oxaloacetate is the carrier of PCA cycle. This is it for this video. Best wishes for you. Thanks for watching. Hello friends, in this video I'm going to take this full story of fat and carbohydrate conversion. There are various links in the full theory, so I'm going to make all of it together and I'm going to give you this separate video for that. So let's get started. Fats can never be converted to carbohydrates, but in some way, fats are converted to carbohydrates. So let's see the detail of this thing. First, let's see the basics, how blood glucose is maintained, because blood glucose is always maintained within a normal range of 70 to 110 milligrams per percent. And there are many sources of blood glucose. When we talk about sources of blood glucose, then the first source is food. When we're eating food, it is coming from food. But when we're not eating food, then this blood glucose is derived from liver glycogen. Liver glycogen gets broken down to give glucose to blood. And this glycogen can take the glucose for just 12 to 18 hours. And when somebody has not taken food since the last 12 to 18 hours, then glycogen will be finished. Or if some patient of glycogen storage disease, then glycogen cannot be broken down. Then also, body will depend on the next pathway for making glucose, and that is gluconeogenesis. Gluconeogenesis pathway requires lots of energy. Let me tell you, 2 pyruvate, when gets converted to glucose. 3 carbon pyruvate, we need 2 molecules of pyruvate to make 1 molecule of glucose. 6 ATPs or 6 high energy phosphates are used to make 1 glucose. Right? So this is a high energy consuming pathway. And also let's look at the scene of body fasting or starvation. Fats is the main fuels, and most tissue will be broken down to release fatty acids. These fatty acids will be going in liver, via blood they will be going to liver. In liver, they will be broken down by beta oxidation of fatty acid, releasing acetyl-CoA. This acetyl-CoA has 3 fates, either going into PCA cycle or going into ketone body synthesis, that is acetyl-CoA will be converted to ketone bodies, or acetyl-CoA can activate this pathway, gluconeogenesis. Now coming to the next thing, that is link reaction, pyruvate dehydrogenase reaction. This reaction is irreversible, I told you. That is conversion of pyruvate to acetyl-CoA. Because link reaction is irreversible, pyruvate to acetyl-CoA is irreversible. So that means pyruvate can be converted to acetyl-CoA, but opposite is not true. Acetyl-CoA can never be converted to pyruvate. Pyruvate is mainly coming from carbohydrates. Acetyl-CoA is mainly forming fats in the body. So we say that carbohydrates can be converted to fat easily, but fats can never be converted to carbohydrates. So fats can never be converted to carbohydrates, but there are 2 exceptions to this general rule. One is glycerol and other is propionic acid. They can easily convert it to glucose. Glycerol is a breakdown product of triglycerides. Triglycerides, gets broken down to glycerol and fatty acid. Glycerol is a breakdown product of triglycerides, and propionic acid, is a breakdown product of all chain fatty acids. So both are breakdown products of fatty acids, but they are converted to glucose. How glycerol is converted to glucose? Because glycerol can make DHAP, that is dihydroxyacetone phosphate, with the help of enzyme glycerol 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. Now this DHAP is intermediate of glycolysis, it can be converted to glucose, right? On the other hand, propionic acid, during the metabolism of propionic mainly stores of triglycerides. One triglyceride is broken down to three fatty acid and one molecule of glycerol. That's the name triglyceride. Tri-acyl glycerol. Tri means three, acyl means fatty acid, and glycerol. Right? There are three fatty acids in glycerol. This fatty acid will mainly go into liver for beta oxidation of fatty acid. This beta oxidation of fatty acid will release acetyl-CoA, and acetyl-CoA activates gluconeogenesis. Acetyl-CoA activates the very first step of gluconeogenesis, right? On the other hand, other product of triglyceride, that is glycerol, I just told you, glycerol can be converted to DHAP, dihydroxyacetone phosphate, and this DHAP can be converted to glucose. So we can say glycerol is a substrate for gluconeogenesis. Glycerol is a substrate for gluconeogenesis. So now see the full story that fats are indirectly getting converted to glucose because one of the breakdown product is a substrate for gluconeogenesis. Other breakdown product, fatty acid forming acetyl-CoA, that is the activator of gluconeogenesis. Indirectly, both the breakdown product of fats are helping in gluconeogenesis. So summarizing this topic, fats can never be converted to carbohydrates. The reaction is irreversible. Glycerol and propionic acid are the exception to this rule that fats cannot be converted to carbohydrates. Acetyl-CoA is never glucogenic, but acetyl-CoA activates this pathway of gluconeogenesis. This is it for this topic. Thanks for watching. The actual carbohydrate metabolism, again I'll be taking few basics so that when you do the now we have to do this unit of carbohydrate metabolism. Now before starting the actual carbohydrate metabolism, again I'll be taking few basics so that when you do these basics, it will be very easy for you to understand the pathways and cycles in carbohydrate metabolism. So let's get started. First we'll be doing basics. Now when let's say a question is there and the question is not mentioning fed state or fasting state, then by default you have to consider fed state only because we normally are in fed state, right? Now in fed state, a particular diet we are taking, this diet mainly contains carbohydrates. That is 60 to 70% of our diet is carbohydrates. All this roti, chapati, rice, pasta, pizza, bread, everything is carbohydrates, right? So 60 to 70% main thing is carbohydrates, of which prototype is glucose, right? And 15 to 20% is the most basic thing in the diet, and that is fats, and rest is proteins. Rest is proteins. So we have to see that what will happen to this carbohydrates when these carbohydrates are taken. Then what will happen to this carbohydrate in the body? Carbohydrate which is taken, only 50% of it is used for energy. When I'm doing this calculation kind of thing, then I'm taking the general scenario which is happening worldwide that we have a sedentary lifestyle these days, but on top of it we are taking 2 to 3 meals in a day. That is very less energy is required for us, but we are taking so much of energy in the body because carbohydrates we are mainly taking, and carbohydrates are for energy, right? So in the sedentary lifestyle, only 50% is used for energy, but rest 50% is stored in the body for future purpose. Out of this 50, 10% is stored in the form of glycogen, which we are using in between 2 meals. We use this glycogen to maintain blood glucose levels, but rest 40% of all the carbohydrates we take. See, imagine 40% of the carbohydrates we take is converted to fat in the body, and this fat is endogenous fat. How endogenous? See, in the diet we have taken carbohydrates, right? But this fat is getting formed in the body from carbohydrates. So this fat gets synthesized in the body known as endogenous fat. Endogenous fat gets transported in the form of VLDL. And this fat, which is we are taking in the diet, this fat is exogenous fat gets transported in the form of chylomicrons. So this is the basic concept of diet, and this concept should be used when some person wants to reduce weight. But a layman is not knowing all these concepts. So what a layman will do, when a layman will do a kind of dieting to reduce weight, then what they will do, they think that we are fatty, so we stop the fat in the diet in our dieting. When they stop the fat, they're just stopping the exogenous fat. But when in this dieting, they are taking carbohydrates only because they're taking chapati, boiled rice, fruits, boiled vegetables, juice, like that. So all this is carbohydrates which they're taking. When they're not taking fats, they're feeling hungry and they're taking more carbohydrates in the diet. So this excess of carbohydrate will be converted to fat in the body. This is known as endogenous fat getting transported in the form of VLDL. And this kind of person, this kind of dieting will in the end increase the weight of a person. And this is a frequently asked question also. See the question, a person on fat-free, carbohydrate-rich diet continues to grow obese. Which lipoprotein will be increased in this person? Answer is VLDL, because this kind of person is not taking any exogenous fat, so chylomicrons won't be found in this person's blood profile. But this person is taking excess carbohydrates, which is getting converted to fat in the body, which is getting transported in the form of VLDL. So when you check lipid profile of this kind of person, then VLDL will be increased. So because of this concept, people don't know this concept, and when they do dieting, they end up increasing their weight. So that's why they need professional help. That's why many kind of diets are famous on the internet, many dietitians are famous. Now, one diet known as Atkins diet, ATKINS, by the name of person who discovered it. Atkins diet, this question was asked in names, what is Atkins diet? Atkins diet is low calorie. The calorie concept we have to follow in order to reduce weight. Low calorie, but also low in carbohydrate. This is Atkins diet, low calorie, low carbohydrate diet. When taken, it will help reduce weight. Now many people have a misconception that they can take juice in dieting. Juice is very light, so they think we can take. But see, juice is fruit means fructose, fructose is a carbohydrate, it will be converted to fat in the body. Plus on top of it, one more point is there that fructose is most lipogenic sugar, most lipogenic. Out of all the carbohydrates, fructose is most lipogenic. So when you're taking a glass of juice in dieting, that is the full fattening drink which we are taking, right? So we should not take juice in dieting. We can take fruits because fruit has lots of fiber in it, right? There is a term thermogenic effect of food. See, this was also recently asked question. See, food is giving us calories in the body. When we are taking food, it is giving calories in the body. But food is also using calories of the body. That is, we need energy to digest that food, then absorb that food from the intestine, then transport that food from intestine to require energy for all this work to be done in the body, and that energy required is known as thermogenic effect of food. So I relate thermogenic effect of food is energy required to digest, absorb, transport and metabolize the food. This thermogenic effect of food is also known as SDA, that is specific dynamic action. And this thermogenic effect of food is maximum for proteins, then for carbs, then for fats. So when we will take proteins in the diet, protein itself will use so much energy of the body that it will help reduce weight. Even if we are in a sedentary lifestyle and we want to reduce weight and we don't have time for exercise, then we can do this kind of dieting, taking more proteins and less carbs and less fats in the diet. So this will help you reduce weight. That's why these days everybody is shifting to protein diet these days. They're so famous, right? Now in these basics, now I'm also going to take few basic points of enzymes. Otherwise, enzymes topic I'm taking after carbohydrates. Right now, I'm going to discuss basic points of enzymes because these basics of enzymes will help you understand the pathways and cycles so easily. Because each pathway and each cycle is nothing but enzymatic reactions. Let's say glycolysis. There are 10 enzymatic reactions. TCA cycle, there are 8 enzymatic reactions. So when you're very clear about the basics of enzymes, then it is very easy to understand those pathways. So this way I will be teaching. So enzyme classification we do in a sequence ODHLIL. ODHLIL. The sequence we do. Why this sequence is important? From number 1 to 6. Why the sequence is important? Because these 6 numbers are known as enzyme commission numbers or enzyme code numbers or simply EC numbers. These days they can ask you EC number of any enzyme and I'll try to make it very easy for you. Let's see. What is this full form of ODHLIL in a sequence when we do? This O is oxidoreductase, enzymes which are carrying oxidation reduction reactions. T stands for transferase, H stands for hydrolase, and there are 2 L here. Number 4 is also L, number 6 is also L. This number 4 L is lyase, Ly, lyase. Then number 5 is I for isomerase, number 6 is L for ligase. This number 6 L is ligase, right? Now let's see one basic point that whenever there is a bond, let's see there's a bond. If we have to break the bond, then we have to add water to break that bond. And if we have to make some bond, then we have to use the energy of ATP to make that bond, right? So to break the bond, we need water. To make a bond, we need ATP, energy of ATP to make the bond, right? Tell me, which is that enzyme which uses water to break? The name is telling you. The name is telling you. Hydrolase will use water to break. And which enzyme uses ATP to make? That is ligase. Ligase will use ATP. Ligation means joining. It will use ATP to make. Now there's one enzyme which can either make a bond or break the bond. Both things it can do, but it neither requires water nor it requires ATP. And that enzyme is lyase category. Lyase can make a bond or break a bond, but it neither requires water nor it requires ATP. And now for rest 3, there is no need to write. It is very clear from the name. Oxidoreductase, the enzyme which carry oxidation reduction reactions. Transferase, which will transfer groups, right? From one molecule, the group is removed. Another molecule, the group is added. It can be any group. And then isomerase enzymes, they will convert various isomers into each other, right? Now, there is one big difference between transferase and isomerase. Tell me, when isomerase work, then molecular formula will be changed or not? Molecular formula will not be changed when isomerase work. Molecular formula will remain same because one isomer is converted to another isomer, and isomers have the same molecular formula. But when transferase will work, then molecular formula will be changed. That is, a group is deleted from one molecule, added in another molecule. Either addition or deletion, molecular formula is going to be changed. For some enzymes, we are confused that the answer is transferase or isomerase. At that time, you will be using this point to answer, right? Now tell me, if oxygen is added to some compound, then that process is known as oxidation. If hydrogen is added, then it is known as reduction. If electron is added, then also it is reduction. So in biochemistry, consider hydrogen or electron one and the same thing. So in a question, if hydrogen atom is written or hydrogen written or reducing equivalent is written, then you will say it is electron they are talking. And if hydrogen ion is written, then that means it is equivalent to proton. So for making biochemistry concept simple, just grab this thing that hydrogen atom is equivalent to electron, hydrogen ion is equivalent to proton, right? Now there's one enzyme which is involved in almost every pathway in the body, and that enzyme is very important, dehydrogenase. Let's see what this enzyme is doing. Dehydrogenase. What do you get from the name? What is happening? Dehydrogenase means there is removal of hydrogen. Removal of hydrogen means oxidation. So oxidation occurring. Let's say compound A gets converted to its oxidized form, right? So here hydrogen is getting removed. This hydrogen, when it is getting removed, it is not simply thrown into the medium. Some molecule will come here to take this hydrogen, right? Whenever dehydrogenase work, hydrogen is removed. Somebody will come to take this hydrogen. That somebody can be one out of these 3 things. Either it can be NAD or FAD or NADP, which will come to take this hydrogen. Respectively, they will take hydrogen and will form NADH, FADH2, and NADPH. Right? Now this NADH will go into ETC to give 2.5 ATPs. So earlier it was 3 and 2 ATPs, but now it is 2.5 and 1.5 ATP. That is NADH gives 2.5 ATPs and FADH2 gives 1.5 ATP via ETC. But this third molecule, NADPH, this is not taking part in any ATP formation. This NADPH takes part in reductive biosynthesis. I will explain the meaning later, but little bit you can understand. Reductive biosynthesis means anabolic pathway. So this number 3 point is used in anabolic pathway, but this number 1 and number 2 point is used in catabolic pathway. Any enzyme, any pathway which gives ATP in the end, that pathway is catabolic pathway, right? I summarize here that whenever dehydrogenase work, then hydrogen is removed, it is oxidation occurring. Somebody will come to take this hydrogen. In catabolic pathways, NADFAD is involved. In anabolic pathways, NADPH is involved. Now this NADPH is very, very important. Many questions are asked on this NADPH. They can ask that NADPH is produced by which pathway and NADPH is used in which pathway. Both things they can ask, so be careful what they're asking, and I'm going to make it very clear on this page. First, see from where it is produced. It is produced from which pathway? The major source of NADPH is HMP, right? HMP is the major pathway for the production of NADPH, but we have 2 minor pathways also. One is malic enzyme and other is cytoplasmic isocytrate dehydrogenase. Where is this enzyme? Cytoplasmic isocytrate dehydrogenase? This enzyme is there in Krebs cycle, but Krebs cycle occurs in mitochondria, so this is not the enzyme of Krebs cycle. This is isoform of this enzyme present in cytoplasm known as cytoplasmic isocytrate dehydrogenase, right? So these are the 3 pathways which are producing NADPH, and now let's see where is NADPH used. I told you it is used in reductive biosynthesis. Biosynthesis means anabolic pathway. In anabolic pathway, actually, whenever we will do some anabolic pathway, we will always encounter some reductase enzyme. One or two reductase enzymes will be there in anabolic pathway. Now that reductase enzyme has to do reduction. Let's say A gets converted to A reduced, and now for this reduction, hydrogen is needed for reduction. Who will give this hydrogen? NADPH will give this hydrogen, right? So I say NADPH is used in reductive biosynthesis. That is for reductase enzyme, it is used in anabolic pathways. So can I say NADPH is produced from HMP? So HMP will convert NADP to NADPH. Now this NADPH is used in reductive biosynthesis pathways, making again NADP, and this NADP will be again used by HMP forming NADPH. So like this NADPH cycle will be occurring in cells. So now tell me what is the EC number of enzyme dehydrogenase? Dehydrogenase is doing oxidation. So here EC number will be 1. What is the EC number of reductase? Reductase EC number is also 1. It is doing reduction. I told you any enzyme which is doing oxidation reduction, that EC number is 1. Now tell me what kinase enzyme is doing. Kinase enzyme will do phosphorylation, you know that. To be very precise, I will say it will transfer phosphate. It will transfer phosphate. EC number is 2, that is belonging to transferase category. There is one more enzyme, phosphorylase. Phosphorylase will also do the same thing, that it also transfers phosphate. Here also EC number is 2. But now tell me what is the difference between kinase and phosphorylase. Actually, kinase will transfer organic phosphate. Organic phosphate means the phosphate is present in some compound like ADP, ATP. This is organic phosphate which is used by kinase. But phosphorylase will transfer inorganic phosphate. Inorganic phosphate like PI, inorganic phosphate. This is the free phosphate which is always present in the cells, right? So free phosphate which is not bound, that is inorganic phosphate, that is transferred by phosphorylase enzyme, and the organic phosphate that is in the form of ADP, ATP especially, that is transferred by kinase enzyme. Now there's one more enzyme which you should also see here on the same page because it is in comparison now. See the name phosphatase. You should be very clear with each and every basic term here. The enzyme is phosphatase. See phosphorylase, I told you, it will transfer inorganic phosphate. But now I'm writing phosphatase. This phosphatase actually removes phosphate, and when phosphatase removes phosphate, then in this reaction, it is written like this. Water is used to break the phosphate, and this phosphate is released in the form of inorganic phosphate. So the EC number of phosphatase will be 3. That is water is used to break the bond. So EC number is 3. So be careful. Phosphorylase EC number is 2. Phosphatase EC number is 3. Now see here, these 3 categories of enzymes, kinase, phosphorylase and carboxylases, they all use magnesium as cofactor, but you have to learn one exception, that is pyruvate kinase uses potassium more than magnesium. So if they ask you a question for pyruvate kinase, then you will mark potassium. Potassium not given, then mark magnesium, right? Now whenever kinases work, then either ATP is used or ATP is produced. ATP used means ATP is converted to ADP. ATP produced means ADP is converted to ATP, and this is a very important thing, production of ATP in the body. And see how this ATP is getting formed. The enzyme is a kinase, some substrate gets converted to product. Only one step occurs here at the level of substrate. Then and there only, immediately ATPs are formed at the level of substrate. This is known as substrate level phosphorylation, short form SLP, substrate level phosphorylation. There is no need of complex ETC for the formation of this ATP, that is substrate level phosphorylation. Very easy step which can occur here, but very few ATPs we are getting via substrate level phosphorylation. Most of the ATP we are getting via ETC, right? Now there's one trick for question solving. There are many questions asked on substrate level phosphorylation, and mostly asked the enzyme. Which of the following is enzyme of substrate level phosphorylation? Can I say enzyme of substrate level phosphorylation will always be some kinase, right? It will always be some kinase. So like a question is there, which of the following is not enzyme of substrate level phosphorylation? 3 options are some kinases. 4th option which is not a kinase, that will be the answer. This way you can easily solve. And the other method of ATP formation in the body is ETC. ETC is known as oxidative phosphorylation. This way, most of the ATPs are formed in the body in the cells, but it is a very complex way of ATP formation, right? So substrate level phosphorylation is easy, but few ATPs are obtained by this. ETC is complex, but most of the ATPs in the cells are derived from ETC. See, when synthesis occurs in some reaction, 2 enzymes can be used. One is synthase, other is synthetase. Synthase, the smaller name synthase. When synthase is used, then no ATP is required. But when synthetase, see the name, it is bigger name synthetase. When synthetase is used, then ATP is used to join the 2 compounds for the synthesis. So you can easily guess the EC number here. EC number in case of synthase is 4, that is lyase. But EC number in case of synthetase is 6, that is ligase category. ATP is used to make the bond, and in lyase category, that EC number 4, ATP is not used to make the bond. So I can say the general line that all synthases are lyases, but we have a few exceptions which we have to learn. One is nitric oxide synthase, which belongs to EC number 1, not 4. Glycogen synthase and citrate synthase, they belong to transferase category, EC number 2, and ATP synthase belongs to EC number 3, that is hydroxylase category. So these 4 synthases are not lyase. This you have to learn. Now there are some reactions in body where carbon dioxide is added. When carbon dioxide is added, the enzyme is called carboxylase. Any carboxylase will use magnesium, I've already told you, and there's the mnemonic for all the carboxylases. All carboxylases use ABC, this is a mnemonic, where A stands for ATP, B stands for biotin, that is vitamin B7, and C stands for carbon dioxide. So all carboxylases use ATP, biotin, carbon dioxide, and magnesium. So you will tell me the EC number here. What is the EC number of carboxylase? See, ATP is used and carbon dioxide is added and bond is formed. Carbon is added in some compound. So EC number will be 6 here, that is ligase category, because ATP is used to make the bond. Then there are few reactions in the body where carbon dioxide is removed. So that process will be called decarboxylation. This decarboxylation is further of 2 types, oxidative and simple decarboxylation. In oxidative decarboxylation, vitamin B1 is required. In simple decarboxylation, vitamin B6 is required. So I am summarizing now that B7 vitamin is used in carboxylation reactions, B1 vitamin is used in oxidative decarboxylation, and vitamin B6 is used in simple decarboxylation reactions. Now see the EC number. In case of decarboxylations. Oxidative decarboxylation, EC number is 1 and simple decarboxylation EC number is 4. I will explain this. Why EC number is 4 here in simple decarboxylation? Because that carbon bond is broken without using water. That's why EC number is 4. And why EC number is 1 here in case of oxidative decarboxylation? Because whenever oxidative decarboxylation step occurs, then the enzyme is dehydrogenase. And carbon dioxide is getting removed. When enzyme is dehydrogenase means oxidation occurring and removal of carbon dioxide. This full is known as oxidative decarboxylation. There are many reactions of oxidative decarboxylation in the body, especially it is there in link reaction and TCA cycle. Now let's see examples of simple decarboxylation. Simple decarboxylation, these reactions requires vitamins B6. Example is histidine to histamine, glutamate to GABA, tryptophan to tryptamine. And note here that all these are amino acids. Histidine, glutamate, tryptophan, all these are amino acids. And now from amino acids, we are removing carbon dioxide means we are removing acid. So from amino acid, when acid is removed, then we are left with amine. That's why the name histamine, tryptamine, amine is left here, right? And also tell me, from amino acid, if amino group is removed, if we are removing amino group, then we are left with acid, and this acid is having a keto group in this known as keto acid. So I summarize, from amino acid removed, then we are left with amine. If from amino acid, amino removed, then we are left with keto acid, right? Now I will tell you one mnemonic kind of thing for coenzyme vitamins. If in some reaction NAD is used, that means vitamin D3 is used. They are related. D3 is niacin and N is containing niacin here. Like other is, if in some reaction FAD used means vitamin B2 is used. They are related. Is flavin, adenine, dinucleotide, and B2 is riboflavin, right? And if in some reaction coenzyme A is used means vitamin B5 is used. You can use it as a mnemonic for solving so many things. Now one more basic point here, that if a compound is having carboxy group or acid group, that compound will be having negative charge because carboxy ionized to give negative charge, and if a compound has amino group, then that compound will be having positive charge because amino ionized to give positive charge. So with this, I have completed the many basics required for understanding metabolism. In the next video, we will be taking up glycolysis. Students, in this video, I'm going to take this topic, basics of carbohydrates. Before starting carbohydrate chemistry, when I will take these basics, then it will be very easy to understand so many things and get so many things with the concepts, and especially isomerism. So let's get started. In basics of carbohydrates, first see the name carbohydrate. Name carbohydrate is telling you the molecular formula. Many times names are giving you such good information that we need not gram the things because name is telling you. See here, the name carbo means it has carbon. The name hydrate means it has water. Now put all this in bracket with N here. This is the molecular or empirical formula for carbohydrates. This is the molecular or empirical formula for carbohydrates. Now there is one more formula in carbohydrates which you have to do. That is number of isomers. Number of isomers for a compound is given by the formula 2 to the power n. The formula is 2 to the power n. Now be careful here. In both these formulas, n is there. N is written, right? But let me tell you, this n is not same. This n is different. This n, in case of molecular or empirical formula, is number of total carbons. Take all the carbons. Like glucose, C6H12O6, take all the carbons, right? But this formula of isomers, this n is number of asymmetric carbons, also known as chiral carbons, right? So be careful in using both these formulas because this n is different in both the formulas, right? Now let's see what is a symmetric carbon. When any 2, 3 or 4 valencies are occupied by same atom or group of atoms, then the carbon will be symmetric, like CH2, CH3, CH4, that will be symmetric. Also, if 2 valencies are occupied by same group of atoms, let's say this carbon, H here, R1 here, R1 here, and R2 here, then this carbon is symmetric because 2 valencies are occupied by same group of atoms, that is R1, right? Now tell me, C double bond O is symmetric or asymmetric? C double bond O. C double bond O, that is 2 valencies occupied by oxygen, that is symmetric, okay? 2 valencies occupied by same atom, oxygen, right? So let's write some general point about asymmetric carbon, that is, whenever a compound has asymmetric carbon, that compound will show both optical and structural isomerism. Both optical and structural isomerism. Or isomerism is because of asymmetric carbon, right? Now this is the general point. You can apply this point in any topic and you will be right. Okay, general point means you can apply this point in any topic. So let's see the structure of amino acid. The structure of amino and acid. When see this name as if you're first time looking at this name, amino acid. Now put a name for amino group. Amino group is NH2 group. Acid group is carboxy group, COOH group, right? Now when they have given the name to the structure, they have not written acid amine. They have written amino acid because it has a meaning. The name has a very important meaning in it. See now when I have written amino on left hand side, carboxy on right hand side, then I am going to join these two groups with a carbon in between, completing the valency of carbon with hydrogen here and the side chain here. You know this is the structure of an amino acid, and whenever this amino acid is present in protein, this is the way it is present. That amino group is on left hand side, acid group is on right hand side. That's why the name amino acid. structure of this amino acid, then I will always make amino on left hand side, carboxy on right hand side, because this is the way it is present in proteins. In books when you see, then they will sometimes write amino here, sometimes they write amino here, sometimes they write here, like that they do. But I will be very uniform in my pattern of making the structure of amino acid, right? So now see, the central carbon is asymmetric. The amino acid central carbon is asymmetric. If it is asymmetric, that means amino acids show both optical and structural isomerism, right? So amino acids also show both isomerism. Now coming to the definition of carbohydrates, the definition is polyhydroxy, aldehyde, and ketone. So there are 2-3 words in the definition. I'll be taking each word one by one, and I'll be explaining 3 points out of each word. So the first word is polyhydroxy. See, hydroxy. Hydroxy means which group? OH group. And poly means many. So carbohydrates have many OH group. Now let's see some general points about OH group. So the first point about OH group is that whenever a compound has OH group, then that compound will be polar. Why it is polar? Because it will make hydrogen bonds. OH will make hydrogen bonds, and therefore it is soluble in water also, right? So whenever a compound has OH group, that is polar, and whenever a compound has OH group, then it has tendency to bind phosphate. OH has tendency to bind phosphate, or we can say phosphate has tendency to bind OH. For example, whenever glucose enters a cell, then quickly it is converted to glucose 6-phosphate. Now you know why? Because glucose is polyhydroxy. There are so many OH groups. Number 6 OH group gets combined to phosphate, making glucose 6-phosphate, right? Because OH has tendency for phosphate. Now number 3 point is that whenever a compound has OH, then the suffix used is ol. The suffix is ol. That is ol written in the end of the compound. That means it has OH. For example, alcohol, glycerol. You can see ol written in the end. That means it has OH. That means it is soluble in water, having polar component. Now see one more name. The name cholesterol. Ol written in the end. That means it has polar component. But you know cholesterol is a lipid. It has non-polar component also. So any compound which is having both polar and non-polar component, that is known as amphipathic. So we can say cholesterol is amphipathic. There is no need to cram cholesterol amphipathic. The name is telling you, name it is giving you information, right? Now these 3 points are general points about OH, but now a specific point for carbohydrates. When OH is there in carbohydrates, let's say a carbohydrate has 6 carbon, then number of OH will be 5 OH will be present in that compound. If a carbohydrate has 5 carbon, then number of OH will be 4. So can I say that number of OH is 1 less the number of carbons in case of carbohydrate, right? Now the other 2 words in the definition are aldehyde or keto. Either they have aldehyde group or they have keto group. These 2 are functional groups of carbohydrates. Functional means their function, their chemical reactions are done by these 2 groups. Either they have aldehyde group or they have keto group. Now let's see what is aldehyde, what is keto. Let's take a 3 carbon skeleton, C1, C2, C3. In this 3 carbon skeleton, if double bond oxygen is present at C1, completing the valency with hydrogen here, then this group is known as aldehyde group. So can I say aldehyde group is always present at C1, right? Now again I'm taking the 3 carbon skeleton. Now I'm making double bond O at C2. The valency is already complete. Then this group is known as keto group. Keto group is always present at C2, right? So now I'll ask you a question. Tell me, functional carbon is symmetric or asymmetric? Tell me, functional carbon, symmetric or asymmetric? See, functional carbon, when I say that I'm talking of both aldehyde and keto, that is C1 also C2 also in this case with double bond oxygen. Functional carbon in carbohydrates is always double bond oxygen. That is symmetric carbon. So functional carbon is symmetric, but only in linear configuration. Only in linear configuration it is symmetric, because in cyclic configuration it becomes asymmetric. That will be seen later in anomalism, right? So we are done with the basics of carbohydrates. Now let's see the next video in which I'll be dealing with isomerism. Hello students, in this video I'm going to take isomerism topic, isomerism in carbohydrates especially. So I will make isomerism quite easy for you, because in books the way this topic is given it is very confusing. So I'll try to clear all your doubts here only. Isomerism, I already told you in the previous video that isomerism is of 2 types. When any compound has asymmetric carbon, it will show both optical and structural isomerism. So the first type is structural isomerism. Structural isomerism, also known as stereoisomerism, which is further 4 types, that is functional isomerism, enantiomerism, epimerism, enomerism. See again, it is functional, enantio, epi, eno, right? So let's get started. What is isomer? Tell me, what is the molecular formula for glucose? The molecular formula for glucose is C6H12O6. For glucose, it is C6H12O6. But for fructose also, it is same, C6H12O6. For mannose also, it is same. For galactose also, it is same. So it is same molecular formula, but then what thing is different in all these compounds, that is they all have something different in their structure. So this is the definition. same molecular formula but different structure is known as isomer, right? So now we'll be going through. Now we'll be doing the types. In the types, there's no need to mention what thing is same because be it any type of isomerism, same will be molecular formula, and every time we have to see what thing is different. For example, now we're going to start with the first type, that is functional isomerism. Functional isomerism. In this, now what thing is different? Same is there's no need to mention what is same. Same is always molecular formula. Now what thing is different? In functional isomerism, there is different functional group. You know the functional groups of carbohydrates are aldehyde and keto. Do not take alcohol as functional group in carbohydrates. Either aldehyde or keto is a functional group, right? So when we say functional isomerism, then they have different functional group. One is having aldehyde, other is having keto, right? So let's see the example of a 3-carbon aldehyde and a 3-carbon keto. 3-carbon aldehyde, 3-carbon keto. Now I'm going to make the structure of carbohydrate. It is very easy to make structure of carbohydrate if you follow the sequence which I'm going to give you. That first make the carbon skeleton. Now on the carbon skeleton, first make functional group, then terminal carbon, then the remaining carbons. So I'll teach you how. First I have made the carbon skeleton from 1 to 3. Now first on this carbon skeleton, I will be making functional group, that is aldehyde group, which is present at C1. So CH2 group is functional group here. Then I will make the terminal carbon with C3 here because terminal carbon is always CH2OH, right? So that is done. Now after doing this much, whatever carbons are remaining on all those carbons make H on left hand side and OH on right hand side. This is the structure of the carbon aldehyde. Now I'm going to make the structure of 3-carbon keto. So again on this carbon skeleton, the first thing we will make is functional group, which is now keto group present at C2. That is this, right? Now we'll be making terminal carbon, that is C3, which is CH2OH, but C1 is also terminal in this case, that is also CH2OH, right? So the structures are complete. Let's see the names. The name of 3-carbon aldehyde is glyceraldehyde. The name of 3-carbon keto is dihydroxyacetone, short form DHA. So can I say glyceraldehyde and DHA are functional isomers of each other, right? Because they differ in the functional group, they have the same molecular formula. Now see the names again, glyceraldehyde and dihydroxyacetone, because names are giving information about the structure. When I say glyceraldehyde, see it is aldehyde written in the name because it has aldehyde group. Then the other name dihydroxyacetone, by the name dihydroxy because it has 2 hydroxy group in both the terminals. That's fine, right? Now let's see the structure of 6-carbon aldehyde and 6-carbon keto. You know 6-carbon aldehyde is glucose, 6-carbon keto is fructose. So let's see how to make the structure. 6-carbon aldehyde is glucose, 6-carbon keto is fructose. Both are functional isomers of each other. First make the carbon skeleton from 1 to 6. Then on this carbon skeleton, first we will make the functional group, that is C double bond O at number 1 position, completing the valency with hydrogen here. So aldehyde group at C1. Then C6 is CH2OH terminal carbon. Now on all the remaining carbons, we will make H on left hand side, OH on the right hand side. So here like this, like this, like this. But at C3 you have to learn that it is H on right hand side, OH on left hand side. This is the structure of glucose, right? Now let's make the structure of fructose also. Again, first is carbon skeleton from 1 to 6. Then first we will make functional carbon. Now it is at C2. Then terminal carbon C6, CH2OH, C1 is also CH2OH, and now C3, 4 and 5 are same like glucose, that is at C3. Now OH is on left hand side, rest at C4, C5, H and OH like this, okay? This is the structure of 6-carbon keto, that is fructose. So glucose and fructose are functional isomers of each other. So we're done with this first type of structural isomer, that is functional isomerism is done. Now coming to next is enantiomerism. Right on, enantiomerism is also known as capital D, capital L isomerism. So enantiomerism also known as capital D, capital L isomerism. Be careful, this is not small d, small l. Small d, small l we'll be doing later, that is an optical isomerism, right? This is capital D, capital L isomerism. Also they are known as mirror images of each other. One trick for question solving here, that whenever in a question they write some isomers are mirror images of each other, then you're very sure it is enantiomerism or capital D, capital L isomerism, whatever is given, because no other isomers are mirror images of each other, right? Now let's see what is the definition of enantiomers. See, same as molecular formula, there's no need to mention. Now what is different? In enantiomerism, we have different H and OH orientation, different H and OH orientation around the penultimate carbon, around the penultimate carbon. Penultimate means second last carbon, penultimate means second last carbon. This carbon is here is also known as reference carbon, right? Second last, that means at second last carbon there is different H and OH orientation. So let's see the example of D-glyceraldehyde and L-glyceraldehyde. In case of glyceraldehyde now, second last carbon is C2. So C1 and C3 will be same, right? But there is H and OH orientation different at C2, that is second last carbon, penultimate carbon. So D-glyceraldehyde, D means right hand side, L means left hand side. So at C2 when OH is on right hand side it is D-glyceraldehyde. At C2 when OH is on left hand side then it is L-glyceraldehyde. And now there's a mirror in the center of both these compounds. You can see that they both are isomers, they are mirror images of each other, right? Now let's see the example of D-glucose and L-glucose. In D-glucose and L-glucose, now the second last carbon is C5. So at C5, if OH is on right hand side, it is D-glucose. At C5, if OH is on left hand side, it is L-glucose. And they are mirror images of each other. They are mirror images of each other. Now note one point which is a very confusing point, that to make mirror image, we have to do alteration of H and OH at C2, C3 and C4 also. So the structure will be C2, HOH, C3 is OHH, C4 is HOH. But this all will be altered in case of L-glucose. That is C2 is OHH, C3 is HOH, C4 is OHH. So now note here that there is H and OH orientation different at C2, C3, C4 and C5 because actually enantiomerism is different H and OH orientation around all the asymmetric carbons. In case of glyceraldehyde, there was only one asymmetric carbon, that is C2, so there was no problem in understanding that structure. But now in case of glucose, there are 4 asymmetric carbons. From C2 to C5, they are asymmetric carbons in glucose. Enantiomerism is different H and OH orientation around all the asymmetric carbons because to make mirror image, we have to alter all the asymmetric carbons H OH orientation. But then tell me, why in the definition definition, always in books they write that H and OH orientation different only around penultimate carbon, right? See, understand this concept. Sometimes it may happen that somebody will say OH is left here, so this is L. Somebody will say no, OH is right here, this is P. So like that, there can be a confusion. So we have kept one carbon as a standard that everybody will look at second last carbon to tell which is D, which is L, right? Just to tell which is D, which is L, we have to look at second last carbon. Otherwise, H and OH orientation is different around all the carbons, right? So enantiomers are capital E and capital L. Now tell me for carbohydrates which form is abundant, D or L, and also they can ask you for amino acids which form is abundant, D or L. You do this thing, no? That for carbohydrates, it is always the D form which is abundant. For amino acids, it is always the L form which is abundant. But now for solving questions, you have to see some detail. Let's see which form of carbohydrate is abundant. You will say D. But if they ask you which form is abundant in body, in cell, in plasma, in nature, then you will say D. Be it anything, any time question they ask you for carbohydrates, you will say A, D form is abundant. But in case of amino acids, see in case of amino acids, which form of amino acid is abundant? It is the L form of amino acid which is abundant. And if they ask you in protein, then also it is L form which is abundant. But free amino acid can be present free in the body. That free amino acid may be L, may be D. And whenever we write the name of any amino acid, we do not mention it is L or D. Say we write glycine, right? We have written glycine. We have not mentioned it is capital D or capital L. So when we have not mentioned, then it is always capital L. That means alanine written means L-alanine, right? There's no need to mention because L form is more abundant. But D form is also present in the body. When amino acid is free in the body, it is not present in the proteins. So that amino acid can be L also, can be D also. And it is very important to see the examples of D amino acid, that is D-serine and D-aspartate, they are found in brain. So if they ask you a question that which form of amino acid is present in body, and they can ask you which form of amino acid is abundant in body. When they say present in body, then both D and L forms are present. When they say abundant, then you will say L form is abundant, right? Now, few amino acids we can synthesize. The amino acid which we can synthesize in body, they are always the L form which we can synthesize. So, can I say that the source of D amino acid is always exogenous? That is, it is coming from diet, coming from outside source. The source of D amino acid is always exogenous because we cannot make D amino acids in the body, right? Okay, now coming to the third type, epimerism. Epimerism is different. Every time we have to see what thing is different. Now it is different H and OH orientation around only one carbon other than penultimate carbon. Enantiomerism was at penultimate carbon, but now epimerism is only one carbon other than penultimate carbon. Let's see examples. See the structure of glucose. Glucose written here, mannose written here. If you compare the structure of glucose and mannose, you can see that there is H and OH orientation different around C2. And when you compare the structure of glucose and galactose, then you can see that the carbon H and OH orientation different around C4. So can I say mannose is epimer of glucose at C2 and galactose is epimer of glucose at C4? And tell me, mannose and galactose, are they epimers of each other? Mannose and galactose, they are not epimers of each other because they differ in two carbons, that is C2 also and C4 also. And the definition of epimerism is that different H and OH orientation around only one carbon other than penultimate carbon. Okay, so we are done with the epimerism also, and the next one we have to do is anomerism. But in anomerism, before doing with anomerism, I will tell you a few basic points. See, linear form of carbohydrates, linear structures we have done till now. Linear structures will be converted to cyclic structures in solutions. When carbohydrates are present in powder form, then it is a linear configuration which exists. But when carbohydrates are present in the solution form, then it is a cyclic configuration which exists. So when linear structure has to be converted to cyclic structure, see my hands here. Let's say linear structure. This is a linear structure. If this linear structure has to be converted to cyclic, then some carbon from here should be combining with this carbon and making cyclic structure. Right? So in this case, in case of carbohydrates, when linear is getting converted to cyclic structure, then the two carbons which combine are functional carbon always combined with second class carbon. In case of glucose, let's see an example. In case of glucose, the functional carbon is C1, second last carbon is C5. They will be combining to make cyclic structure. C1 is, double bond oxygen and hydrogen here. C5 is H here and OH here. So when these two carbons have to join, they will join with the help of oxygen in between. See here, this C1 is attached to oxygen with the help of two valencies. So one of the valency of C1 can be given to C5. On the other hand, C5 will give OH back to C1. Now when we individually look at C1, look at C1, which four things it has now. It has one H here, one OH here, one OH here given by C5, one valency occupied by oxygen, and here on this side, there is a big group I'm just mentioning R. That is, this big group, I'm just mentioning R in that place, short form of that big group. So we can see that all these four valencies of this carbon are now different. This carbon is now asymmetric. This is functional carbon, which was symmetric in case of linear configuration, we have seen that. But now in cyclic structures, this carbon becomes asymmetric. So because of this extra asymmetric carbon, in case of cyclic structures, we have an extra isomerism which is only there for cyclic structure, and that is known as anomerism, which is the fourth type of structural isomerism. So now in anomerism, the definition will be different H and OH orientation around the functional carbon, because functional carbon is asymmetric. So we will say different H and OH orientation around the functional carbon. Functional carbon can be C1 or C2, depending upon it is aldehyde or keto. If it is aldehyde, then it is C1. If it is keto, then it is C2. Right? Now, when cyclic structures are formed, then two kinds of cyclic structures are formed. One is pyranose, other is furanose. Pyranose is a six-membered ring. Furanose is a five-membered ring. Let's see this rings here. This is pyranose ring, oxygen present here. This is furanose ring, oxygen is present here. So if I ask you how many carbons are present in pyranose ring, how many carbons in pyranose ring, then the answer is 5 because one is oxygen. Pyranose is a six-membered ring, but number of carbons are 5. And similarly, furanose is a five-membered ring, but number of carbons are 4 here. Now, in case of glucose, mainly it is pyranose, 99% pyranose, but 1% furanose also exists. But in case of fructose, it is opposite, 99% furanose and 1% pyranose. So I will say glucose is mainly pyranose, fructose is mainly furanose, but I'm not saying only. I'm not saying only. Glucose is not only pyranose, glucose is not always pyranose. I'm saying glucose is mainly pyranose, fructose is mainly furanose. And these are 6 carbon containing sugars, glucose and fructose, 6 carbon containing sugars known as hexoses. So we can say for hexoses, both pyranose and furanose exist, but for pentoses, only furanose exists. Right? Pentose is like ribose, that is having 5 carbons, that will be only furanose form, which will be existing for ribose. So let's see these pyranose and furanose forms of glucose and fructose. In glucose Suppose pyranose, oxygen is here in the pyranose ring, and oxygen is shared between functional and second last carbon, that is C1 and C5 here. If C1 is here, then next is C2, next is 3, next is 4, and C6 is out of the ring. This is the pyranose form of glucose. Then see the fructose pyranose form, oxygen here shared between functional and second last carbon, that is now C2 in case of fructose, and second last is same C5, so C3 here and C4 here. You can see, if you look, C1 and C6 are out of the ring. And similarly, ribose is also furanose, and oxygen is shared between C1 and C4 now, C1 aldehyde, C4 second last carbon, right? This is ribose. Now, anomers are of two types, alpha and beta. Let's say this is alpha glucose and this is beta glucose. So this, say C1. In glucose, this position is C1. Now at C1, if OH is downwards, it is alpha. At C1, if OH is upwards, then it is beta, right? You know guys, sometimes wrong things are given. Say like opposite OH upwards is alpha and something like that. So do not get confused. Refer to this, what I have given you. That OH downwards is alpha and OH upwards is beta, right? So we're done with structural isomerisms, 4 types. Let's do the revision. Now the first one was functional. In case of functional, there is different functional group. In case of enantiomerism, epimerism, and enomerism, in all these three, there is different H and OH orientation around some carbons. In case of enantiomerism, it is the penultimate carbon. In case of epimerism, it is only one carbon other than penultimate carbon. And in case of enomerism, it is around the functional carbon. Now can you distinguish between this functional carbon and this functional? See, in functional isomerism, there is different functional group. But in case of enomerism, there is different H and OH orientation around the functional carbon, right? So we're done with structural. Now the next one is optical. In optical isomerism, now again, same thing will be what? Same is molecular formula. Again, same is molecular formula, but different optical properties. Now these isomers will be having different optical properties. That is, they can rotate the plane polarized light. So let's see. Let's say this is a test tube. In this, I have taken solution of a carbohydrate. This is a solution of carbohydrate. From this solution, if I pass a plane polarized light, then the light will be rotated. The light will be rotated either towards right or towards left. If the light gets rotated towards right side, then the sugar present in the solution is known as dextrorotatory, represented with small d or plus sign. But if the light gets rotated towards left side, then the sugar present in the solution is known as levorotatory, represented with minus sign or small l right. So be careful. Small d, small l are optical isomers. Capital D, capital L are structural isomers. Now glucose is always small d, that is glucose is always dextrorotatory, and fructose is always levorotatory. And the levorotatory power of fructose is more than the dextrorotatory power of glucose. Let's say levorotatory power of fructose is minus x. I'm using minus because it is levorotatory, and glucose dextrorotatory power is plus y. That means now I'm saying x is more than y, right? Levorotatory power of fructose is more than the dextrorotatory power of glucose. Now what is racemic mixture? Racemic mixture is equal small d and small l present. I'm writing word equal. Do not use the word both. The better word is equal here. Equal small d and small l present in a solution, that is racemic mixture. Now because it is equal, that's why racemic mixture is optically inactive. Racemic mixture is optically inactive. Now let's see what is racemase enzyme. Racemase enzyme is that enzyme which interconverts the two isomers. Small d, small l, or capital D, capital L? You tell me. See, racemase enzyme is that enzyme which interconverts capital D, capital L into each other, not small d, small l. The name racemase is a misnomer. Don't go by the name. The name is misguiding you, right? So I repeat, racemic mixture is equal small d, small l, but racemase enzyme is that enzyme which interconverts capital D, capital L into each other.